for a first down before they get into the end zone. We might see another dive play off tackle, I think. Here, see, maybe, huh, what? Okay. Those sleeping pills are starting to kick in, Tony. It's getting late.
It's getting late.
It's getting late. It's past my bedtime. A long day of exams today. I'm mentally exhausted. Do you need a tissue to dab those tears rolling down your eyes? I thought so. Of course, Alan Raleigh home in bed, asleep. I'd like to thank him for his great contribution for this evening's ball game. Made things so much easier on us, and I hate to say it, but Alan's probably smarter than all the rest of us. He's warm and we're not. Mm, 12 minutes of football left. 14-7 Norristown. They're knocking on the door again. And if that isn't a cliche, I don't know what is. There's Danny Boyd. And there's a first down, I think. Boyd off the right side again. First down, the officials say, so Norristown has 4 chances to get it in from the 2-yard line. I don't think that's such a difficult task considering the way Danny Boyd's been running here in this second half. But we shall see. A fumble. I don't believe it. I'll tell you, I spoke too soon, folks. And the officials say Truman recovers on the 1-yard line. Well, I thought first and goal from the 2. The only thing that can stop them is a fumble. Danny Boyd's not going to fumble. I was wrong. Truman has the ball. First and 10 from their own 1. A long way to go for a touchdown. About as far as you could possibly go. 99 big yards to tie this game. I think Truman would be happy with just getting out of the hole here. And I think the 14 fans on the other side of the field would also be happy with it because they want to go home. Off the right. Good for about 2. Kevin Nelson on the run that time. Of course, this game brought to you by the Norristown Area School District. Under the direction and production of Mr. Tony Koya, friend of many. Second down, Nelson again breaks through. Oh, nice tackle that time by Chris Majeski. Brings Nelson down well short of the first down marker, but they'll have another crack at it here. 3rd down and 2. Fuller hands off to Nelson. He's brought down to the backfield that time. Good penetration by Charles Fisher. Fisher stops Nelson short of the first down, and I think we're going to see a punt here, folks. And here comes the punting crew onto the field for the Tigers. So a big play by the Norristown defense. Cut short this drive with 9:25 to play in the ball game. And the punt is a short one. Moses takes it at the 35-yard line. And Moses is tackled at the 36-yard line. So not a very productive run back. They'll spot it at 35. That's where Moses took the ball down. Be 1st and 10 for Norristown with a great field position. That punt traveled, about 25 yards. Brad Yorick, wide right. Danny Boyd, the lone back. Moses and Davis also to the right side. There goes Boyd, follows his blockers. Good blocking out in front. And I tell you, you've got a guy who's playing a great game at running back in Kevin Nelson, making a fine tackle on Danny Boyd. And we haven't really made too much mention of it here this evening, but you got a lot of those guys for Truman going both ways. They have their running backs playing defensive back. That's tough on a guy who plays D-back. Then he's got to come turn around and try and run the ball with some enthusiasm. Eight minutes to play in the ball game. I'll tell you, Jim Scott making a nice play out of this. He fumbles the ball. I think Norristown got it back. It was an alert play by one of the Norristown ball players. That was number 6, Yorick, who dove on top of that ball. Jim Scott made his way around the left side on the rollout. I thought he was going to be sacked. Picks up 7 yards, fumbles the ball at the end of the play, however, but Yorick right there to pounce on it. So Norristown a little lucky there. 2nd down and 4. The ball at the 16-yard line. Maybe the 17. Field looks in good shape tonight. Hasn't been too much rain recently. Just enough to keep things green, though. And certainly no mud here. And they go off the right side again. Danny Boyd. I'm getting tired of saying it. You're probably getting tired of hearing it, but that's what it's been here tonight, and it's been effective in the second half anyway. 1st down, Norristown. So 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Once again, the Eagles in a situation where they can get a 1st down before making their way to the end zone, should that need arise. Danny Boyd ripped down in the backfield. Fine play that time by number 33, Jeff Jones. Nice penetration into the backfield. Brings Boyd down for a 1-yard loss. That'll be 2nd down and 11 from the 14-yard line. Some confusion in the backfield, and a little bit of misdirection doesn't work too well as Forrest Davis knocked down for another 1-yard loss. So in these two very productive plays, the Eagles have managed to lose a yard each. And it'll bring up 3rd and 13. 3rd and 12, we'll call it. Since I just said a yard each, that would be 1-2. 2 and 10 is 12. I'm a Norristown graduate. I figure these things out.
How has Norristown been making out field goal-wise? Could they attempt one from here, Jeff?
I think so. Rob Winnick would be kicking the field goals, I assume, and he's got a good foot on him. I haven't really seen him kick a field goal this year. I don't think he has, at least certainly not here at home. Play action. They go to Moses, but it's broken up by Kevin Nelson. Just not enough on that pass. Moses had 2 steps on his defender. If they'd have thrown it high and deep, Moses might have had a chance at it. 4th down. I think you might see a field goal here. I'm not sure. Yep, Winnick's coming onto the field, and Roger Groves called timeout. So with 5:13, I think Roger would like to add these 3 points, kind of an insurance. He gets these 3 points. Truman has to score twice to win the game.
Because I just checked Alan Rowley's book of cliches, and at this time of the game, we have to say if he doesn't get this, the game's not over until it's over, and with 7 points left, they can tie it.
The game ain't over till the fat lady sings. Is that it?
That's what I was thinking.
Rob Wennick is a soccer player for the Norristown Eagles and does these chores as place kicking at the request of Coach Roger Grove. Roger's been doing that recently, taking the guys from the soccer team to kick for him. Of course, Wennick this season on the football squad, not actively playing Norristown boys soccer, but does play in the Norristown area and has played in the Norristown School District soccer system. And Roger Grove recruited him this year to do his place kicking chores. Kick is up. It's got distance. I don't know. Oh, hits the upright. Oh, no good. I'll tell you, folks, that was incredible. That ball hit the left upright, came down, hit the crossbar, bounced up in the air, and the officials had to wait to see which side it would fall on. Wennick must be incredibly disappointed. He thought he had a 37-yard field goal there, or not a 37, a 32-yard field goal. No good. I'll tell you, that was close. Can't be any closer. Hits the upright, falls, hits the crossbar, and bounces out. It's a matter of an inch or two in the way the ball falls. But
the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces, Tony? Oh, you're coming up with the good ones tonight. 5 minutes to play. Truman's still in this ball game. Oh, look at this, right up the middle. Jeff Jones goes for 12 yards, and Norristown better shore up that defense because a touchdown and a 2-point play, and you've got a Truman victory. We're under 5 minutes, 4:50 to play in the ball game. It's Norristown 14-7 up on top. Their scores coming on 2 long runs. A 77-yarder by Danny Boyd early in the ball game, 5:26 to go in the first quarter. We've got a new player in at quarterback, and the option play is good for about 9 yards. In at quarterback is number 22, Derek Green. Green in there apparently to run the option for Truman, and Green staying in the ball game. That time he pitched to Kevin Nelson, who picked up 9 big yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1 on the play from the 42-yard line. Hand off to Jones. There's some defense for you. Norristown swarms, but the gentleman who made the play is number 4, Rowan Watson. Deep into the Tiger backfield to stop Jeff Jones. Hope you'll pardon me. My voice sounds a bit strained as we get late in the ball game, but I like to talk, but these one-person games are interesting.
But Jeff, you've been doing a marvelous job so far. I've been critiquing everything you've been saying back there. I'll have my write-up of the game tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Tony. You read that just like I wrote it. I appreciate that. 3rd down and 7 on that 4-yard loss. Oh my. Well, I'll tell you, it's going to be 4th down and 9 now as Rowan Watson, Ed Kerner, and Mike Lynch combine on a 3-way sack of our new quarterback, Derek Green. Green looked up and all he saw was blue. And it wasn't pretty, folks. 4th down and 9. Timeout called by the Truman Tigers. I don't know what you do here. Do you punt the ball and hope your defense can hold Norristown for 3 quick plays, or do you go for it now and risk losing the game? I think I'd go for it. With 3:15 to play, you got nothing to lose.
No, I think what I would do right now is, Jeff, I would punt, hope my defense is going to get it back for me, and attempt to take that one long shot in, because they haven't been doing an awful lot during this series. It's not, you'll bear in mind, they started at 2nd down with 1 yard to go, and now they've worked their way all the way back to 4th and 9. So I think they could be in big trouble. But I think that's what I think is going to happen.
Well, I think plays at the 40-yard line right now, 41-yard line. Either you hold Norristown here, or you hold them 20 yards down. I'd give my offense another chance to gain. I don't think Norristown's going to take it in for a score, to tell you the truth.
Well, I don't know, but I'd much rather have Norristown 20 yards back further if I was the Truman coach. 41 yards is not an awful lot. Is that out of the book, cliche book?
Yeah, I think so, and I think you're wrong because they're going for it, Tony. Out of the I formation. They've got a man open. Doesn't catch it, however. Jeff Jones had himself turned around. Derek Green is sandwiched in the backfield, and Norristown takes possession at the 40-yard line with 3:11 to play.
Now, actually, you can say right now that, yes, Tony, they should have done what you said they were going to do, and kick the ball and try getting it back.
Well, you don't know, Tony. Their punts have been averaging about a 20-yard gain. I mean, so you move them back to the Norristown 40, and you either hold them there or you hold them here. Your team's still got 3 plays to hold them. Now, Norristown's got to grind out this first down. They've got to get Danny Boyd 10 yards here. Guarantee you that's where they're going to go. They're certainly not going to throw the ball. Pitch to Danny Boyd. Stopped it in the backfield. Runs off one tackler. Now, that's not the thing you want to do. You did not want to run out of bounds in this situation. Danny Boyd just stopped the clock for Truman. Picks up a yard and a half. It's 2nd down and 9. The clock stopped. If I'm Truman, I'm thanking Danny Boyd right now for stopping the clock for me. You don't have to waste a timeout. You don't have to do anything. 2 more plays, you can have the ball back with 2 minutes to go. Moses and Boyd in the I. They give to Boyd. Boyd stopped for 1 yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 now. Now I think I'd call timeout right now. Truman elects not to. The clock is running. 2:52 to play in the game. Norristown ahead by 7. It's 3rd down and 7. Although I guess you have to agree Norristown's going to take 2 shots at it here, although I don't know. They might try to punt, put him back deep. It's all contingent upon what happens on this play. Once again, out of the I formation, Moses and Boyd. Handoff goes to Moses. He spins off one tackler. It's going to be close for a 1st down, folks. I don't think Darrell Moses got it, however. Moses carrying Jeff Jones along with him. With the clock still running, we're at 2:10 to go. It's 4th down, and we'll call it 2 yards to go. Norristown's kicking team onto the field. So, Truman holds. Nothing happens, no score, and they gave themselves the extra shot to get the 1st down.
Of course, there's only 1:54 seconds left, though. And the ball isn't kicked until it's kicked.
Thanks, Tony. 1:44 to play. Norristown taking all the time they possibly can here, which is certainly the thing to do. They get the snap off. Kick for the corner. Ball's up and out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Not exactly deep. You pin somebody inside the 10, that's a good kick. Not a bad kick, however, the 13-yard line. So with 1:29 to play, Truman's got 1 more shot. I mean, all Norristown had to do that last series was get a 1st down. You get a 1st down, the game is over. Not to be, and Truman's still alive. And you never know what's going to happen.
And once again, with that 2-point conversion rule, it could be all over.
And we've got some bad news here for Truman. I'm playing up the fact they've got the ball at the 13-yard line. A personal foul called against Truman. I don't know where it occurred. Obviously after the kick because they're retaining possession. But that'll be half the distance to the goal. So they'll mark it at about the 7-yard line, 6.5. So personal foul, which normally is 15 yards, when you're inside the 20, becomes half the distance to the goal line. So 1:29, and now they are back on it. Chris Scarpola's punt looks better now that it's moved back to the 6-yard line. This game's taking a long time to wind down here at Roosevelt Field, and it's getting colder. Green still in at quarterback. He's in the end zone, dumps off his pass to Jeff Jones. Jones better get out of bounds. Looks like he might have, I'm not sure, however. Officials haven't stopped the clock, so I guess he did not. Derek Green wants his troops up at the line of scrimmage. Hurry up offense. Timeout. Flags. Well, that was ugly. He gains 2 yards, and they get called for illegal procedure. I guarantee you that's what it is. Let's wait and see. Illegal procedure against the Truman Tigers. Now that made no sense at all. If you're going to call timeout, you're going to pull away from the line, do it right after the play's over. Don't wait until you get back on the line and get called for another half the distance to the goal line penalty. So they're back to the 6-yard line. They've got 27 less seconds. And we're now the clock running with a minute to play. Looks like Norristown's got this game sealed up. But we'll wait for the final seconds to tick off. Green back again to pass. Got a man on the sidelines. Oh, I'll tell you, that was a heck of a try. The receiver that time, number 10, Kurt Fuller, who was our quarterback earlier in this ball game. I thought he had it. They ruled the ball out of bounds. Apparently doesn't keep one foot in. So the incomplete pass will stop the clock with 43 seconds to play. Third down and 12. The pitch, halfback option, the ball's up. Fuller comes back for it, he's got it. I don't believe it. Derek Williams takes the ball in the halfback option, heaves it 40 yards. Kurt Fuller, who was well defended, just stopped. The ball was thrown short, Fuller comes back for it, falls right into his hands. Now they're at the 41-yard line with 34 seconds to play. 2 more big passes, you gotta win. Timeout, Truman. And a good time for a timeout. That didn't make too much sense. A good time for a timeout. Of course, anybody who has followed Norristown football for a few years remembers that Thanksgiving Day here at Roosevelt Field. Norristown seemingly doomed to lose to Upper Merion here at Roosevelt Field after a field goal with about 30 seconds to play. The Vikings kick off to Norristown. Ball goes out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. I believe it was Scott Livingston. Throws to Russell Graham for about 30 yards. Ball's at about the 50-yard line. Livingston drops back again. Heaves a desperation pass deep in the end zone, and Tyler Smith came up with it with no time remaining for a Norristown victory. And all those folks who left with 30 seconds to go were kicking themselves all the way home. What a fantastic finish that was. That must be almost 5 years ago now. That's hard to believe. 34 seconds to go. Green still in at quarterback. Goes upstairs again. He's got a completion for 10 yards and out of bounds. That time Flanagan tiptoes the sidelines, gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 28 seconds, and the Tigers are across midfield. Ball at the 49-yard line of Norristown.
I don't hear the fat lady singing.
There is no music coming forth. There is no fat woman singing. This game is not over. Green drops the pass again. He looks deep. He's got a man on the sidelines. I don't know how he's going to catch it. Nope, out of bounds. Good defense that time. Kevin Every, Brett Queenan, Chris Majeski all over there on defense. Not too much of a chance of a completion. But he is. 22 seconds to play. 3rd and 1. Back to pass again. Got a man. Intercepted. Darian Smith. Ball game's over, folks. For all intents and purposes, 14 seconds to play. And on that desperation heave from Derek Green, Darian Smith comes up with an interception. Norristown's offense will come onto the field for one final play to run out the clock. And a big defensive play for Norristown. Kind of takes away the remaining suspense. Norristown's going to win this ball game by a score of 14-7. That'll make them 5-0-1 this season and raise their league record to 3-0. And as I say, 2 more home games before they go away to CB East. Those games at home, the 17th against Penridge, the 24th against CB East. Then away for a week, CB West. Back home November 7th for Abington. Away at North Penn November 14th. And there's the ball game, folks. No time remaining on the clock. Norristown with a scratch and kick victory over the Tigers of Truman, The Eagles win this ball game 14-7. I'll be back in just a moment for a brief wrap-up of this exciting, more exciting than we thought, ball game. Final score 14-7. Norristown pulls out on top in a game that was much closer than I think all the experts thought it would be. Norristown scratched and kicked their way to a tie game at the half. The big plays for Norristown, and there weren't many of them, were two long runs by the Norristown backfield. Danny Boyd garnered a 77-yard carry in the first quarter to put Norristown ahead 6-0. Rob Wennick added the extra point. And Derek Williams for Truman brought the Tigers back for a 7-7 tie with a 13-yard run of his own. That made it tie at the half. Then the Eagles in the third quarter with Forrest Davis, a 70-yard breakaway run. That was the margin of victory. Rob Wennick adds the other extra point, and the Eagles win this ball game, holding on 14-7. Not a fantastic game for the Norristown Eagles. The defense didn't look too great in the first half, especially. They did tighten things up in that second half, however. Same thing goes for the offense. Very conservative offense for Norristown tonight. Roger Grove ran the ball right down the throats of the Tigers. Really didn't go upstairs at all. I think Jim Scott perhaps threw 3-4 passes tonight tops and only completed 1 or 2. But it was effective enough to win the ball game and effective enough to raise Norristown's overall record to 5-0-1 and to make them 3-0 in Suburban 1 League National Conference Colonial Division play. So the Eagles in good shape right now as far as Suburban 1 League standings are concerned. Don't forget, folks, here on the Norristown Cable Channel, some great programming offered to you by the Norristown Area School District. I'd like to thank Mr. Tony Koya for directing and producing our program here this evening, Mr. Paul Bean for helping us out with camera work, and Walt Fry for helping us out in the booth this evening. We missed Alan Raleigh, but hey, sometimes those things happen. Folks, please stay tuned for more great programming here on the Norristown High Cable Channel. I'm Jeff Brandon. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.